Hello. Is this Censored Camping here with a new stream? And this stream will be going over the event week for this week in Grand Theft Auto Online. And by the one for this week, I mean like from early last Thursday. I just got to this one for early Tuesday. Which for some reason I typically can get to these that late. But yeah, a couple more days from now, there will be another event week stream. I mean, another event week, not the stream. But yeah. Starting off, I wanted to show off something a bit ridiculous and funny that Rockstar decided to do here. And for some reason, they decided to downgrade the money payout from $200,000 to $100,000 for Prime Gaming. But yeah, it's very weird. Why would they randomly suddenly decide to do it for Prime Gaming? Like 100,000, so 200,000 is beyond me. Like, do you really think like $1 million is too much? So are we now only getting like 500,000 per month now for Prime Gaming people? I don't know why they just randomly got stingy with it all of a sudden. I don't know. They did get rid of the Kosaka thing, I believe, the sonar station thing for free finally after like 6 months almost. So I think that kind of suggests, just like with Red Dead, that a GTA update's not necessarily too far around the corner now. And yeah, since I am doing this on Tuesday, I don't know if the Red Dead update's obviously going to be coming out. If the Red Dead update comes out today, then I might consider doing it pretty late today as well. So I might do 2 things for today, if that's the case. Starting with this, and then within that same day, hopefully I'll get to starting the DLC thing if Red Dead gets its DLC for some reason. I'm not sure though, because like one of the Prime Gaming things I believe ends today or something for Red Dead, so I don't know if that suggests that as a possible release. But yeah. Starting off here with the title though, I decided to go with 2 times money RP on special cargo for the title, because I believe I've already done business battles for a title during the Cayo Perico Heist DLC, when it comes to like an event week focus for the title. Going to my spectator, there's 3 times money RP on land races, so any sort of regular land race in the regular like races menu, that's 3 times money RP. I imagine it excludes open wheel, otherwise I probably would have mentioned open wheel, but those are also technically grouped with the land races, but open wheel is technically its own thing. And 2 times money RP business battles, definitely a pretty big one. However, I already did business battles for a title, I'm pretty sure, from a previous event week stream, so I decided to go with the special cargo, because I don't think that's been in the title just yet. For the current update. And then 60% off executive offices. 60% off executive offices, really huge, because it allows you to become like CEO. Allows you to get into a special cargo business, obviously, which goes into the title of the stream, of course. And also import-export. Import-export's still probably one of the best few things you can do when it comes to solo money making, still, even with the Cayo Perico Heist being a thing and stuff. So import-export could still be one of the best couple things, I feel, for solo players, as long as it's done properly. As long as it's done properly, I'm not going to really explain it, because it's not like a thing with the event week or anything. In terms of money opportunity, just saying for good reasons that to get an office that's 60% off, and how like it's very huge and stuff. Podium vehicle for the week, I believe, is the Entity XXR.
Well, fuck them. That network sucks.
Alright. Just decided to pull up Roughly 1322 spreadsheet real quick here, so I can go over lap time top speeds of the different vehicles. Apparently I didn't have that prepared earlier. But yeah. Apparently podium vehicle is the Entity XXR, which ironically enough I don't think is actually all that much better than the regular XR, or XF I believe it's called Entity XF for the other one I can think of. Yeah, I think one of its stats is even worse than the day one Entity XF from literally 2013 of the game, so... Okay, I guess that 30,000 must probably been from like my last stunt race that I did on a previous event stream for GTA Online, obviously. Yeah, I did a certain amount of those maps. It was pretty fun. It was pretty alright, I'd say, at least. I did my one typical wheel spin for the event week. Since most vehicles I don't really care for all that much, so I don't really bother with the wheel. Oh wow, I actually got a discount on the Elitist Travels website. I want to think if I can think of anything I don't have on the website real quick, actually. Because for those who don't know, the discount, you only get that for literally 48 minutes. So it's pretty trash when you get a discount, because you have to use it like right away, so you basically have to have the like money before you get the discount. It's not something that'll last for like the whole event week. Like, it doesn't like get stacked on top of like all the event week stuff or something. You literally only get 48 minutes to use the discount. But yeah, I have all my blunt variants. I don't think there's anything on this website I don't have, actually. I did a lot of Cayo Perico at one point. I did a lot of Cayo Perico at one point to get most of the Pegasus vehicles in the game. In fact, I think since now I have all the blimps and the Festival bus variants, I think the only Pegasus vehicle I don't have actually is the Laser, in fact. Because that one's literally $6.5 million. So yeah, I literally think I have all Pegasus vehicles besides for the P996 Laser from day one of the game. That was added to Warstock from the Smuggler's Run or something. So unfortunately, that's not a helpful discount, since I'm pretty sure I have practically everything on Elitist. And I don't want like a second Sea Sparrow for like the machine guns or something. And actually, I didn't even talk about the podium vehicle yet in full details. Usually I do that before exiting the casino, but I'll still do it. So yeah, Overflawed Entity XXR is from the San Andreas Super Sport Series update, whatever one it's called. And by getting a podium vehicle, you save $2,305,000. If for some reason it has delivery support and had a livery on it, that's probably another like 20,000, assuming you keep the livery on it, of course. But yeah, Entity XXR is gotta be a supercar. But yeah, Entity XXR for lap time is 38th place. And in comparison to the Entity XF, just for comparison's sakes, the one from day one of the game, the Entity XF from day one of the game is even better at lap time, being 29th place. So this has a very bottom tier. This has a very bottom tier lap time for some reason. Even compared to the XF from day one of the game, it's really weird on its lap time. And top speed though, top speed on the other hand is actually pretty good apparently. It's 4th place for top speed, so it is right beneath the top 3 for top speed. I mean, so I suppose it's not a bad podium vehicle since you're getting within the top 5 of top speed, not top 3, and it's not the number 1 option, but still. Number 4, that's not bad at all for top speed in comparison to like 38 or 39 fun lap time. However, of course, top speed is when you're in like a straight line. Obviously, most of the races aren't going to be a pure like straight line unless it's like on the airport or something. And even then, it could have a turn, so depending on how it's done, I suppose. So I guess in very certain circumstances, it can be pretty alright, especially for like highway driving and stuff. But yeah, premium race for the week is boots on the ground for the motorcycle class. But yeah, image here suggests that it starts at like Fort Zancudo, or it takes place in Fort Zancudo at some point in it or something. Seems to kind of go out of Fort Zancudo, it looks like. I don't play like all the different races in the game like every week or anything, so obviously I wouldn't know on top of my head, but yeah. I guess I'll just go over lap time for motorcycle class. I don't necessarily like to spend too much time on the premium race and the time trial stuff. I'll probably just go over the lap time for top 3 on the motorcycle class. For some reason I'm going all about on the spreadsheet. But yeah. Motorcycle class I typically go over every single week anyways because of the time trials. But yeah. For lap time, number 1 option for motorcycle class is the Nagasaki Shotaro, which is $2.2, $2.3 million from what I recall. I believe the vehicle actually has to be unlocked for purchase, I'm pretty sure, by playing a match at deadline. Doesn't matter if you win or lose, you just have to play a match at deadline. Doesn't matter if it's a win or lose result on your team or anything. I believe it's the one motorcycle in the game where you can move forward or backwards with the stick for best possible speed, as if you're doing a wheelie or a stoppie. Performance and stuff I remember because I go over the spreadsheets every event week and all that stuff for all the different discounts and all that. Again, credit goes to roughly 152 for the spreadsheet I use, going over lap time, top speeds and all that. But yeah. Nagasaki Shotaro is number 1 for lap time. So there's a lot of light corners and turns and stuff, so Shotaro in certain cases might be better than the Body 801. More on that later, but yeah, the forward and backward with the stick fiend, I believe I got that from my memory. So yeah. I think I'm going off of pure memory on the forward and backward thing with the stick, but I think it does work that way with the Nagasaki Shotaro. Like, any sort of movement with your like left stick basically gives it a speed boost in a sense. But yeah. Number 2 for a lap time for the motorcycle class is the Shitsu Hawkjaw Drag, I'm pretty sure, which is $800,000, $900,000, something like that, so it's significantly cheaper, but then again, we're in the days of Cayo Perico Heist, so you might as well just go out of your way for the Shotaro, I'd say. However, for some reason you haven't played a match at deadline, that's mean you still have to unlock the Shotaro in that way by playing a match at deadline, then yeah. You don't necessarily have to unlock the Hawktail Drag as you don't with most vehicles in game. Most vehicles obviously don't have to be unlocked. I believe the Shotaro is like one of the only, if not the like only vehicle that needs unlocking at this point. That doesn't have like a trade price or used to have a rank requirement, but it got lifted in the future of the game or something. Yeah, Hawktail Drag I believe is I believe Hawkjaw Drag is one of 2 motorcycles where you have to lean forward with the stick for the best possible speed as if you're doing like a stoppie. I think the other one that works that way for a motorcycle is the Nightblade, but I don't think it's a competitive option. And for comparison's sakes, I'm pretty sure you have to lean forward with the stick for best possible speed on like all the different few like ATVs in the game. So it's essentially like an ATV for how you get the best possible speed on the Hawkjaw Drag lean forward with the stick from what I recall. And then number 3 for lap time for the motorcycle class That is the Body 801, which that one's significantly cheaper than even Octane Drag, which is $10,000 or like a little under $10,000, maybe even for the stock vehicle, so it's not all that much at all. Best thing as well is it's actually the best vehicle, average vehicle for like time trials in general, and then also surely the motorcycle class in terms of any like motorcycle race. Because it's the only one that's top 3 lap time and top 3 top speed in the game currently for the motorcycle class. Obviously not including vehicles with rocket boost like the oppressors and stuff that can't typically be used anyways. But yeah, by 801, like with 90 to 95% of motorcycles that we have to lean backward with stick as if you're doing like a wheelie. Time trial. Time trial is Great Ocean Highway. But yeah, being called Great Ocean Highway, I would imagine it's mainly on the highway, so top speed could actually be a pretty decent one for this one actually. Which if you're using a supercar, that Entity XXR could be a pretty decent option, as I mentioned, for top speed. But yeah. Usually I go over lap time when it comes to time trials, but I guess I'll go over top speed, so I'll go over top speed for motorcycle class and supercars. But yeah. Going off up your memory, because I typically go over that stuff every single event week. Number 1 for top speed for the motorcycle class, I'm pretty sure, is the Manchester Scout. Manchester Scout is like $100,000 to $200,000. It's also like the latest motorcycle that's been released in the game. From Cayo Perico Heist, you'll see it's on like Warstock Cash and Carry. By the way, all top 3 on the motorcycles, I believe it's like the Body 801, where you have to lean backward with stick as if you're doing like a wheelie, so they're like 90-95% motorcycles again. But yeah, that's the new number 1 option for sure. It's the latest update, Cayo Perico Heist. Number 1 for top speed, the Manchester Scout. Number 2 for top speed for the motorcycle class is the BF400, from what I recall. From like the Cunning Stunts update, which is like mid-2016, I'm pretty sure. In terms of where you would find it on like the Severn San Andreas website. So yeah, you have to scroll quite a ways down to find it, basically. But yeah. As for the latest update, of course, BF400 got dethroned to 2nd place for top speed. But BF400 is still pretty useful in a sense. For those who don't know, you can actually use the BF400 in off-road races and not just motorcycle races. So it's one of the rare motorcycles that can be used in off-road races as well. And obviously, off-road races typically have vehicles that are like actual off-road vehicles, not motorcycles. So obviously it will have certain advantages over the typical off-road vehicle in an off-road racing situation. So even though it got demoted, it is still a kind of unique vehicle that you might want to consider getting if you do off-road races for any reason. And yeah, again, you gotta do backwards with the stick for the best possible speed. And then, as I mentioned, the Body 801 is 3rd place lap time and 3rd place top speed for the motorcycle class. So yeah, 3rd place is obviously the Body 801 for top speed situation. And then supercars. 1st place for top speed for the supercar class is the P-Fister 811. P-Fister 811 is $1,135,000 or $1,145,000, one of those two. And it's from like Finance Felony, so again, going on the Legendary Motorsport website, it's like mid-2016, so you have to scroll quite the ways down on the website there. But yeah, it's number 1 for top speed for supercar class. Number 2 for top speed for the supercar class is the Principe Devastate 8. Principe Devastate 8 is from the Doomsday Heist, I'm pretty sure. Which Doomsday Heist was a late 2017 DLC, I'm pretty sure. So it's not as far down in terms of finding it as the P-Fister 811 was, obviously. But yeah. It's like 1.7, 1.8 million if I didn't say that already for the Devastator 8, so it is actually more expensive than the number one option, the P-Fister 811, so there's really no reason to bother with the Devastator 8. I'd say in terms of top speed for a sport car. And then for third place in top speed for just sport car class, it's the Banshee 900R from what I recall. Banshee 900R, you have to convert the regular Banshee, which is 130,000, I believe it is, which is either significantly down on the Legendary Motorsport website, or you can find it significantly easier on the Benny's website, which barely has any vehicles on it, compared to Legendary Motorsport. And then you have to convert it to, like, a custom vehicle, of course, in, like, Benny's, or your custom auto shop in the executive office garages, or even, like, your arena, if you have, like, the Benny's mechanic or whatever. So yeah, that's how you go about converting the regular Banshee to the Banshee 900R. So, in a way, it could maybe be cheaper than the P-Fister 811, but probably not by much. Because, yeah, I believe cheaper vehicles tend to have the more expensive upgrade prices, so it's probably going to be around the price of the P-Fister 811 anyway, so I'd probably just recommend P-Fister 811 be number one, obviously. And I'll check really quick, make sure I remembered correctly on the top speed. Alright, yeah, I did for motorcycles and shows cars as well, because like I say, I typically go over that stuff like every event week, so it's pretty well in my memory. Alright, yeah. And again, fourth place for top speed for the supercar class was the Entity XXR. So if you get that podium vehicle, it's a pretty decent option as well for a top speed situation again. But yeah, now I'll go over like money opportunities and then like the login rewards and stuff. Once I land this helicopter, obviously I just don't want to be in the like same spot there because it would be pretty boring. But yeah, only one of the money opportunities is actually in the pause menu this time around, and that's the land races. Ah, okay, that's interesting. Uh-oh, okay, I see. This one's not 3 times money RP because it's a bike race. Any that have the type as a land race, obviously, is 3 times money RP. No, that means no bike races, even though it's still on land, technically. And obviously no, like, air races and, like, sea races and all that as well. So any that's classified as a land race will have triple money and XP. Not XP, that's red end, but RP. And yeah, as I mentioned earlier, I don't think it includes open wheel, because technically it's kind of more of its own thing, and it's grouped in the races section. So yeah, literally, it has to say land race in the type in order to have the 3 times money RP modifier. But yeah, I believe if you do it solo, I believe you have to spend like 8 to 10 minutes for the maximum payout. I think it's kind of like half the time from contact missions, if I recall, for the maximum payout. But yeah, it's probably going to be like 16, like 24, 25,000 if you do it solo. Since I believe like you make like 16,000 if I recall for like double money. So yeah, probably not worth the time to do that. You probably are definitely much better off with the business battles or the special cargo. But yeah. 2 times money RP PvP on special cargo. I guess I'll go over that first since that is the title. Special cargo is the very original business that was added into Grand Theft Auto Online. So being the very first business in the game, obviously it was probably a learning experience from Rockstar and all, so clearly it's not going to be as good as most, if not all, the businesses in the game. I think Special Cargo is definitely one of the worst businesses in the game in a sense. I mean, it's very lucrative and stuff if done right, but it's very risky. It's a very risk-reward business, unfortunately. And you also have to invest your time entirely into Special Cargo. It's not like biker businesses, Bunker, and then like the nightclub. Those free businesses, you can have like a passive aspect to them. Like you can just buy supplies for Bunker and biker stuff. And in the nightclub, for the most part, it just automatically produces asides for anything you might want to get from business battles, which I'll get into later. The other businesses that are similar to Special Cargo in terms of being active would be the import-export business, and then I believe the hangar business. I can't think of any other one that would be an active business on top of my head, so I think like half are active, half are passive businesses, essentially. So yeah, it's one of those couple businesses where you have to actually like work towards it the whole entire time. You can't like make other money much on the side unless obviously you're doing other passive stuff along with it. But obviously none of that stuff's any sort of like double money or anything. Yeah, Special Cargo, as I mentioned, very risk reward. So if you're in like high player lobbies, not very good to do, unfortunately. There are different ways I believe you can get into smaller lobbies on different systems. I believe there's like a minimum transmission unit or like maximum transmission unit, something like that. On the PS4, like you can change a setting like that for the internet or something. Xbox One, I believe, had a NAT type thing. Yeah, I believe Xbox One had a NAT type thing, but I think they took it away or something. Somehow the NAT type thing, I believe, got patched in the Xbox One. And of course, probably goes for Series X and then the MT thing, I believe I mentioned for PS4, probably for PS5 as well, I'm guessing. Assuming they work on the newest systems. Which I don't see why they wouldn't. But yeah, I think that type got patched on the Xbox, I'm pretty sure. So I don't know if there's actually a way to get an easy, like, small lobby or like a solo lobby in the game anymore for Xbox. And PC, you just do like Tax Manager, and I don't really feel that one could be patched out, but who knows? That type apparently was able to get patched on the Xbox or something, from what I heard. So there are ways to get pretty small lobbies and stuff, but yeah, it's not stuff I'd really recommend to do. It's probably not that worth it. And yeah, I wouldn't really like support that kind of practice much. But yeah, sourcing missions are pretty self-explanatory. I don't know, I feel there's much of a need to bring up much of a like sourcing mission thing. Plus, if I were to want to give advice on sourcing missions, that would be a whole like video kind of thing, or even a whole like series I could probably do or something. And then onto cell missions. Cell missions I think are kind of important to bring up for sure. Cell missions you typically get like the Brigade, Tug, and then like a Cuban 800 or Titans. Essentially there's like 3 like different kind of cell mission cell vehicles, 3 to 4. Brigades, obviously if you get like a land vehicle cell mission. Brigade ones for the most part I believe are pretty simple. Something interesting about Special Cargo actually is like some of the like I feel some of the selling missions are some of the easiest selling missions in any of the businesses. they're not as impossible. They're not as impossible as the like biker and then like bunker business when you have like maximum product. Like biker businesses, like 90% of the time, I'm pretty sure that like sell missions and biker businesses aren't that great still for solo players, obviously. I believe import-export can be pretty good solo for selling. Bunker, if you only buy one thing of bunker supplies, that's not bad solo, but if you want to do a whole bunker, then yeah, you're probably going to need friends for that. From my experience, like, even if you have like 3 solo vehicles for special cargo, it is pretty easy to still do it solo, assuming no players like bother you or anything. Compared to doing like post-op vans for like the biker business, for example. So some missions actually aren't that bad, and yeah. Best thing about special cargo business compared to all the other businesses is you can have up to 5 special cargo warehouses. So if you have like a lot of money to spend, definitely invest into 5 special cargo warehouses if you want maximum profit. Because you can make easy multiple millions doing that for sure. But again, very risk reward because you have to actually pay for the like stuff you source and all that compared to like almost all the other businesses in the game. It's actually forced. It's not like the biker and bunker stuff where you have that as an option to turn into a passive business instead of an active one. But yeah, all in all, it's not a bad solo business. Not a bad solo business at all, in my opinion, for the special cargo stuff. But it's very risk-reward, and that I don't necessarily think it's all that worth doing, especially if you tend to get in a lot of populated lobbies and stuff. So I'd probably pick your poison wisely or whatever when it comes to different lobbies you decide to source in and sell in and all that stuff. But yeah, at least for solo players, it's a lot better than like the biker businesses. And yeah, sell missions again. There's Tug, which is like the C ones, which isn't really necessarily too bad, though there is the Kazakhs in the game now, so I don't necessarily know, actually. And I think the worst sell missions for the special cargo would probably be the air ones of like the Titan and then the Cuban 800. Because I think there's certain ones where buzzards can chase after you, but yeah. I think there's a jammer thing you can get for the like planes when you sell with the planes, but I believe you need another player to use it. But yeah, it's pretty decent special cargo. I'd say it's for sure better than the biker business. Honestly, that's kind of it. I feel it's either the worst or second worst set of businesses, depending on if you're like a solo player or play with friends and stuff. So probably could have been a better business thing for sure, but at least we do have a business with a money opportunity, because a lot of times there probably isn't, to say the least. And then finally, for money opportunities, 2 times money in RP on business battles. Business battles for 2 times money RP, that's a pretty good one. I think normally you can make like 20,000 like pocket money, and then obviously double that. You could probably make like 40,000 from simply doing business battles like on your pocket alone, not including like the actual like business product you get for the nightclub. But yeah, you make some pretty decent pocket money for business battles, not just the money that gets procured into your nightclub when it comes to like all the different goods and all that. Also, the nightclubs are the second best thing in the game, I'd say right now, besides for the Cayo Perico Heist, because it's fully passive aside for said business battles. So clearly, anytime you're not spending a Cayo Perico should obviously probably be put into helping your nightclub for the business side of it with the business battles. 2 times money RP, of course, making extra incentive to do said business battles. And for strategy for business battles, there's actually a really good way to get business battles kind of guaranteed. And I believe you have to have like up to 3 to 5 players. I believe 3 to 5 players is a sweet spot for the amount of people you want for business battles. Because I believe if you get 6 or more, free mode events can spawn as well. And free mode events are nowhere near as good as business battles for making money in the game and all that. So yeah, if you have a lobby set up properly with, if you have a lobby set up properly with like a couple to few different friends, and you all like change about doing business battles or share product with some friends and stuff, it can definitely be pretty nice. Do you know though? I believe you do have to have like 3 to 5 players out there, like apartments and stuff, so your friends can't just like go AFK and stuff. So yeah, best sweet spot to get the most advantage out of the 2 times money RP business battles is 3 to 5 players. 6 or more triggers free mode events as well, which reduces the frequency of business battles, unfortunately. And if I didn't mention, you can do that in invite-onlys as well, so you don't have to be in a public session for that. Invite-onlys work as well. As long as it's like 3 to 5 players out of their like apartments, then the business battles can spawn. And having less than 6 guarantees that you only get business battles and not free mode events mixed in as well, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if that's the same numbers for like the ones that have like 8, like the aircraft carrier and then like all the like meat factories, like the Cock and Ball factory and then like that slaughterhouse thing or whatever that Michael gets put into in like the fresh meat missions or like the story mode or something. I'd imagine those are also 3 to 5 players, though those could work differently. But yeah, if you're going to do any business battles, best ones obviously are going to be the ones with 8 cargo, which were added with the Los Santos Summer Special DLC. But yeah, like I said, very lucrative, both for pocket money and for the actual business. And like I said, nightclub's actually practically the second best thing I'd say in the game, excluding the Cayo Perico Heist, especially for solo players like myself. Cayo Perico Heist and nightclub are definitely the 2 best things to grind in the game right now, no doubt on that. So I say the business battle is actually the best thing to take advantage of, somewhat. Business battles and the special cargo are both pretty good, I'd say. This is a pretty good money-making event week, no doubt on that, compared to some other event weeks. But yeah, I believe I went over all the money opportunities, so I'll be going over the like login stuff in the game right now, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, for some free clothing unlocks, you can, any players who log into GTA Online for the event week, which I'm doing this early Tuesday, so you basically have till very early Thursday, like 1:30 a.m. I'm pretty sure, but like PST time, for example. So log in at any point to like early 1 o'clock, I mean very early Thursday, PST time at least. we'll get you the navy pinstripe pajamas and a navy pinstripe smoking jacket for your charge. And yeah, I don't think I got any pop-ups about them, so I think they did do those before. It would have showed up on my stream, because I did show off that Rockstar reduced to 200k for some reason to 100k, which is real weird for the Prime Gaming. So it would have showed up on the stream on like other times where I'm already typically in a lobby, ready to stream. So I don't think they're new, I think they've been a thing before, but for those who haven't gotten them before, then it's another opportunity to get them. And yeah, players rank 100 or above, they've been doing this kind of thing for like a month or two now, I feel, where they've been rewarding the veteran players, which is definitely very nice. We'll get a rare blue check smoking jacket. Again, I don't really feel I remember a notification about that unless there was like the Rockstar like, social club pop-up thing or something. But yeah, I don't know if any of that's new. This blue like smoking jacket thing might have been an old thing as well. Maybe they're just redistributing it for veteran players that might not got it before. It's unfortunate that they went away from the vehicle liveries. I think vehicle liveries are definitely a lot better to do than like clothing things. For the rank 100 plus, it's a shame they went to a clothing thing instead of like a vehicle like livery. Since I definitely feel like I could do more vehicle liveries, that would be pretty cool. But still, it's something for those veteran players. And yeah, there's open bar at the Diamond Casino Resort. All patrons apparently drink free until June 9th at the Diamond Casino Resort. So there's basically free drinks at Diamond Casino Resort right now. So something really small, obviously. And then I think it's just discounts off on the cover. Yeah, I think I've covered everything as for discounts. But yeah, I'm not going to go into the website yet because there is some very small discounts, but yeah. There's 50% off import-export hoodies, so any hoodies from like an import-export update are half off for some reason. Casino store clothing is 50% off, so you don't have to spend as much chips on casino store clothing, which is pretty nice. That's not besides for spending money on chips, I guess. For those who might do that for any reason. And I think that kind of ends all the small discounts, being 50% off import-export hoodies, and then 50% off the casino store clothing. Now we get into some property discounts. Looks like there's some regular high-end apartment discounts right now. But yeah, high-end apartments are 40% off. So a lot of the most expensive, like, day one properties and whatnot are going to be 40% off. And that's obviously a, like, actual place of living and a garage, not just garages. I doubt just garages are counted towards that. But yeah, as I thought, there is no like standalone 10-car garages on 40%. It's all high-end apartments. So yeah, obviously if you want more vehicle space, that's pretty good. And if for some reason there's someone out there that doesn't have an apartment, you can get access to original heists. However, like all the original heists require like 4 players, which is really annoying compared to Cayo Perico Heist, which is a installable heist now. The game has evolved quite vastly over the years for sure. However, Fleece a Job can be kinda decent if you want a small amount of money, I suppose. So Fleece a Job could be kinda nice, I guess. Oh my god. And yeah. There's high-end apartment renovations for 40% off as well. High-end apartment renovations, I believe, is like the different interiors you can choose for the like penthouse suites. But yeah, I have like 8 different Eclipse towers right now, so I don't have them on here right now because I have like a lot of the different Eclipse towers. But basically, the three most expensive ones are known as like penthouses, and those have like interior customization. So that interior customization is 40% off. I believe that's the only kind of renovation there is for any of these high-end apartments. And then I'll go into executive offices next. So 60% off of executive offices. It means you can actually get the Maze Bank Tower for only 1.6 million for the base property. Downside, unfortunately, though, is there's no renovation discounts whatsoever. So it's probably going to cost like 4 million. It's going to cost a little more than the actual property normally if you get all like different renovations, it seems. So if you want to upgrade to the Maze Bank Tower for some reason, it's a very great event we could do it for, which is 60% off. And then there's also half off of special cargo warehouses. But yeah. Special cargo warehouses I actually didn't explain too well when going over the business. But like I mentioned, you can get up to 5 special cargo warehouses. Do I recommend getting 5? It kind of depends if you're a hardcore moneymaker or not. Like, obviously you can make a lot of very easy money these days with Cayo Perico Heist. There's not much of a point necessarily anymore these days. At least for now, I feel. If for some reason were to get nerfed in the next update, hardcore or something. But yeah, might get nerfed. Cayo Perico Heist could get nerfed very hardcore or something in the next update. Who knows? But yeah. With Cayo Perico being a thing, there's not much of a point, I feel, anymore to own 5 special cargo warehouses, but obviously for those hardcore money making people and hardcore grinders, it's definitely very good to do. But at minimum, I recommend owning 2 special cargo warehouses. Yes, that's right, I don't recommend owning 1, I recommend owning 2. The reason you don't want 1 special cargo warehouse is because when you're done with 1, every single warehouse actually has a cooldown. So when you source for a warehouse, there's a cooldown. So if you have 2 special cargo warehouses, you essentially have no cooldown. You can just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth between your 2 different warehouses. So that's why I recommend at least 2, because then you don't gotta deal with any cooldowns. You can like purely focus on the special cargo.
You might be interested.
That's ironic. That's actually really in the special cargo, but yeah, I'm not gonna do it plus I'm gonna invite only, as I showed earlier. But yeah, 3, 4, and 5 special cargo warehouses is basically extra. Basically, I don't recommend getting 3, 4, and 5 unless you're a very hardcore money grinder, money maker in this game. But yeah, 2 is definitely the sweet spot. 1, if for some reason you don't want to get a second one, but if you do one, obviously you're going to have cooldowns. Whereas if you have two, you basically don't have a cooldown if you alternate between your different things. Alright, I was wondering why my mechanic was 1200, but I forgot. I very recently, I think, got like another 2 apartments. I think I had like 6, and I think they increased it to like 8 with some special update, and I didn't get those 2 properties still recently, I don't think. But yeah, that's special cargo warehouses. Actually, I didn't explain the executive offices too well, I don't think, so I might go back to that. But yeah, not a lot of the renovations I feel are all that necessary. Gun locker, and that's really like personal preference if you like a cluttered weapon wheel or not. Personally, I like having access to all my weapons in case for some reason I decide to use like a completely random weapon just because I get bored of using like the same typical weapons or something. So I mean, if you only use like a certain like 1 or 2 per category, sure, and if you don't want the rest of them, I don't think scrolling through them is that much of an issue. I don't know why people think it's much of an issue. I really don't think it's that big of a deal, but still. Good for those who like weapon management, I suppose. And then safe. Safe is completely cosmetic, I'm pretty sure. I think it fits up to $1 million, and then anything past $1 million will actually be on your like office floor, I believe. So it's kind of like just a cool little aesthetic thing, I'm pretty sure. And accommodation. And yeah, I know there's the core personal organization names, but those are like purely cosmetics. Like I said, the safe is kind of a pure cosmetic, but I wanted to explain it a bit. And accommodation allows you to spawn there. So if you want to spawn in your office, then definitely good to get. I mean, you can spawn different like Pegasus vehicles and stuff, I believe, from the like office, so it can be an okay to decent property, but I don't think it's a very top tier like spawning property in the game. I highly recommend having like the Kosakta or like the Hangar. Those are like the top couple, I'd say, for spawn locations. I don't really feel the office is all that beneficial of a spawn location these days in GTA 9. So I don't really even think much of the renovations are all that worth it, if you only want like the necessities. And it looks like there's only one more property discount, and that's for casino penthouses. Unfortunately, though, I don't think I can show it off, because I obviously already own a penthouse, but yeah. Renovations are not on discount, it's just a basic property. Though I guess since the property is on discount, I might as well talk about the renovations anyways. Obviously, Master Penthouse is the actual property. Lounge area, pretty self-explanatory. Media room obviously allows you to watch like movies and stuff, and you can play the Don't Cross the Line from the CEO office. Not really that huge. Spa allows you to get free haircuts, which is the only place you can get free haircuts, so that's something. Then again, it's also the only place you can get like free movies, but those both aren't really that huge anyways. I feel like free haircut thing is kind of nice though, but that one way more than the movie thing, but yeah. Bar and Party Hub allows you to get like the very 2 original arcade games that were in GTA 9. However, obviously there's the arcade now, so even that is kind of more pointless now. private dealer, for those who can even get the private dealer, is definitely very worth getting. Obviously, there's very strict gambling laws in a lot of different areas in the world, so it depends on where you live if you can even get the private dealer. So for those who can get the private dealer, surely that's probably the best renovation there is, honestly. If you want to go to locker and safe, you have to get the office. But you can't do any like business stuff there or something, so I don't really feel the office is all that worth it. And yeah, extra bedroom, pretty self-explanatory. And finally, the garage. Garage obviously is just a typical 10-car garage. So it allows you to store 10 more vehicles. Obviously that's very nice. And that and the private dealer, definitely the two I would recommend the most. And finally, onto vehicle discounts. And I won't be going over Prime Gaming because they're exactly the same as last week. I might make some mentions of them if I can remember something good about them or something. No vehicles on the Arena War website on discount, pretty sure. No vehicles on Benny's either. No elitist discounts as well, so Legendary's gotta be the first discount website. But yeah, Pegasi Tempesta instead of like 1,320,000 seems to be a little under 800,000 though for the current event week. And yeah, it's a 40% off discount since ours are 35% off vehicle discounts, and I think they're probably the most interesting ones are 35%. So the ones that are like useful outside of racing situations. I mean, those are ones that are practically going to be 35% for this one, for this event week. But yeah, pretty sure Tempesta is a supercar. Alright, yeah. So for a supercar, the Tempesta is 11th place for a lap time, going off of roughly 1.322 spreadsheet again, so credit goes to roughly 1.322 for the lap times and top speeds I'm using for the live stream, of course. So yeah, Tempesta 11th place for a lap time, just right underneath the top 10, so it literally just misses the top 10. So at that point, I feel the vehicle just becomes like average, okay at best, I'd say. And top speed for the Tempesta. Tempesta's top speed is 36th place. So 11th place on lap time, 36th place top speed. I don't know if I'd really recommend this one. Like, you're literally getting right underneath the top 10. You might as well go for the top 10, top 10, top 5, or even top 3 for a lap time. And that top speed's just horrible. So yeah, probably, if anything, it's going to be for customization, for personal preference kind of reasons. For why I'd recommend it. Never supercar with the Pegasi Reaper. Also 40% off. But yeah, the Pegasi Reaper is 31st place for a lap time, going off of roughly 1.322 spreadsheet. And going off of Ruby 1322 spreadsheet, the top speed for the Reaper is 34th place. So that's 31st and 34th place for a lap time and top speed. So yeah, the vehicle didn't age too well at all, being in the 30th placements for the supercar class for lap time and top speed. So definitely only worth it for customization, personal preference kind of reasons. But supercars, I feel, don't tend to have very good customization most of the times. Rapid F&J. Again, I believe that's another supercar. But yeah, for a lap time for FMJ. FMJ is 25th place for a lap time. So that's at least better than the Reaper. And then top speed. Top speed for the FMJ is 19th place, so I'm pretty sure I was 25th place at a lap time I mentioned earlier. And then 19th place top speed for the FMJ. So yeah. Again, really, you're probably going to want it for customization, personal preference kind of reasons. So I don't really recommend the Reaper and the F&J too much. Honestly, same kind of for the Pesa, because it just barely missed out of the top 10 for a lap time. But at least that one's way better for lap time in anywhere kind of compared to the other vehicles. And then next discount, Cayo Osiris. And yeah, FMJ and Osiris are also 40% off. Osiris, instead of being $1,950,000, it's $1,170,000 with 40% off right now. But yeah, the Osiris. Osiris for lap time is 22nd place. And then for top speed for the Osiris. The Osiris is 32nd place top speed. So that's 22nd place for a lap time, and then it is 32nd place for top speed, so I think 22nd and 32nd for lap time top speed. Yes, 22nd for lap time, 32nd for top speed. So again, the performance is not that great. Lap time I've been above average. So, still nowhere near the top 10, but it's not one of the like bottom tier lap times in the class, but top speed's definitely below average for the supercar class. So again, would only get it for customization, personal preference kind of reasons. Unfortunately, I don't feel these supercar discounts are really that great. They're not some of the like best performing vehicles. They're unfortunately only customization, personal preference kind of things. That actually seems to be all the discounts on Legendary Motorsport. Then Warstock has a couple discounts. That might actually be the last of the discounts on Warstock actually. So it might only be on 2 websites for new discounts. Or actually no, I think there's one on Southern. I think there might only be the one new one for Warstock actually. Alright. And yeah, being most of the vehicles here have weaponry, I'm not going to go over performance for Ruiner 2000. I'm going to talk more about its capabilities. And yeah, as I said, Ruiner 2000. It's a 35% off discount, so if you have the trade price, which I believe you unlock by doing its special vehicle work, which I believe requires a certain amount of import-export, like sell missions or something. It's $2,808,000 on a 35% off discount, instead of $4,320,000. But yeah, Ruiner 2000 does have a unique money opportunity, so just for the unique money opportunity, I do recommend it for that alone. But yeah, weaponry. Weaponry as machine guns, which, yeah, it's like most machine guns in the game where they're like regular machine guns. I don't necessarily think there are any like top tier machine guns or anything, at least for a land vehicle they're not that top tier. But the machine guns will do when the missiles cannot, I suppose. And then it also has 8 of the best tracking homing missiles in the game. In fact, it was the very first vehicle in the game to have the best tracking homing missiles in this entire game, I'm pretty sure. And obviously later on, after that vehicle, we got other vehicles with the same best tracking missiles, but with like 30 of them. And now we have like the Torador, which for some reason that's infinite, but not the best tracking, I believe. So yeah, it was the pioneer, basically, of the best homing missiles in the entire game. 8 is not that many, so you'll probably have to be replacing the vehicle a lot if you're just generally using it in free mode. Regular Ruiner 2000 is definitely not all that worth it. But like I said, there is a unique money opportunity that this vehicle unlocks that only it can unlock, obviously, and do and all that. And also, this actually does have a pretty unique feature, and it's the parachute. This is the only vehicle in the game that has like a parachuting feature. And I believe you can you can reverse and jump like right after reversing, and it gives you like a height boost compared to just normally jumping. That's kind of the strategy with the parachute. I believe you can literally parachute from Mount Chiliad to LSIA, and that's how like interesting the parachute can be, I suppose. Like, obviously it's not going to be as good as like a traditional aircraft for point to point B travel, but depending on where you're at on the map, especially on like a mountain or something, you can definitely get pretty far with it. So it has some very interesting point to point B travel for sure. That's an option. But yeah. Has no explosive resistance though, so the 8 like homing missiles don't help it too much. Then again, every best tracking homing missile vehicle probably has no explosive resistance either, but still. Like I said, there's only 8, so there's much better options if you're going for, like, for best tracking homing missiles in the game. But yeah, going into the VIP work, you unlock an exclusive VIP work if you purchase the Ruiner 2000, and that's fully loaded, which lets you destroy all turreted vehicles using Ruiner 2000. So yeah, basically there's like 10 turreted limos I think you have to destroy with Ruiner 2000 in like 20 minutes I think you get. But yeah, it's one of the worst VIP works in the game in terms of paying out. So unfortunately, it's not that great for making money. It's not as good as like Plowed, where you can get like 30,000 normally, I think. This one I think is like 5,000 normally, so like on a double money event that's 10,000, and with like a double money event this one's like, on a double money event that one's like 60,000 for example. So yeah, one of the worst VIP works in the entire game payout wise, but it does give you significant firepower for 20 minutes if you have like a significant problem with like griefing or something. If it never like player griefs you or something, it's very great. There's a very great defensive like option, gives you a very great defensive measure or offensive measure, whatever, with Ruiner 2000 that can actually take tons of missiles. Basically it's a Ruiner 2000, but it has unlimited missiles and it has actual like explosive resistance, which is pretty nice. But it's only for like 20 minutes and you have like an hour cooldown on it. Obviously, so it can't be like abused, because if it were unlimited, then it would have literally been worse than the Oppressor Mark II. People apparently complain the fuck ton about the Oppressor Mark II. I don't entirely know why people complain about the FS Mark II in terms of like its reaping capabilities, but yeah, I don't feel it was all that bad, but still. No, Tom Connors, I don't want to do Moody Man's TJ thing or something. Maybe if I could actually go to the music locker and do them, not have you all tell me when I can and can't do them, maybe I'd actually end up doing them, but no, I'm not. I don't care to do them since the game wants to tell me when I can do them instead of letting me do them myself. But yeah, just for that VIP work alone, I feel the Ruiner 2000 is pretty worth getting. Ruiner 2000 I think is definitely pretty worth getting for the VIP work alone. For that great like offensive capability that it has if you're struggling against like a Griefer or something. And I'm pretty sure I was the only one actually. Because the insurgent pickups not on discount, just glitched up at the moment. I believe they're supposed to say free, but for some reason they say $0 instead of like free. Same with Puzzler Attack Chopper, that's not on discount, just glitched up at the moment or something. Okay, yeah, there's one last vehicle discount, and that will be the Armored Kuruma. And yeah, maybe I'll make some mentions real quick about the Prime Gaming vehicles. But if you want to know more about the Prime Gaming vehicles, refer to my event week stream that came before this for GTA Online, the one where I did like the stunt races and stuff. That was when the Prime Gaming stuff first became available. But yeah, Karen Sultan Classic. I believe in one area it performed really poorly, for example. But yeah, I think the one really good reason to get Sultan Classic 80% off for Prime Gaming is just because it's basically the San Andreas Sultan. I believe it's the Sultan from Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. So it's a pretty cool throwback vehicle. Nice little background. It's actually the #1 option for lap time and top speed for the off-road class. And that one's 60% off. But again, like I mentioned, vehicles like the VF400 that are in the motorcycle class, there's certain motorcycles that can also be used in off-road races, and motorcycles tend to have a lot more advantages over typical vehicles in a racing situation. But still, I'm certain it's a pretty good one to get. For those with Prime Gaming like myself. And then the Patriot Stretch, I recall being one of the worst performing. It was the worst performing in like lap time or top speed, and then the other one was like second worst performance of like any SUV in the game. So really, it's only like a cool like customization kind of vehicle and whatnot. So that's just some highlights on those. For more details, of course, refer to my event week stream. That was before this for GTA Online, the one where I did the stunt races again. When those first came out. But yeah, these are on discount, they're just glitched up at the moment. But yeah, Karen Kuruma Armored. Instead of being $525,000, it's $315,000. And I actually have a review and guide on the Karen Kuruma Armored, so if you want to know more about the Karen Kuruma Armored, I have a review and guide on it. Or obviously there's tons of other ones out there on the internet, obviously, that are surely probably better than mine, but yeah. It's one of the most bulletproof vehicles in the entire game, so you're practically guaranteed to be pretty safe in it. The only major issue when it comes to bullet protection is FMJ rounds. FMJ rounds are probably like the main thing to worry about when getting shot in the windows. But even then, I don't really know if there's much players out there that would really bother with F&J rounds. Plus, this doesn't have any explosive resistance, so it's one of the best bullet-resistant vehicles in the game. But at the same time, it has like no explosive resistance. But yeah, it's a very amazing vehicle for like contact missions. It's also very amazing if you want to go for like the criminal mastermind with a couple of few friends, for like the regular heist and the doomsday heist. So essentially any criminal mastermind challenges, if you want to go for those, the Karen Kuruma armor, it's a very useful vehicle for a lot of different things, being one of the most bullet resistant vehicles in the entire game. So yeah, it's definitely a very good vehicle, and it's not even that much normally. But yeah, it's 35%, not 40. But still 300,000, not bad. Not 500,000, not bad anyways, but yeah. It's a very good, like, beginner vehicle, I'd say, in the game for making money. But yeah, it definitely has its uses. But with Cayo Perico Heist now, it's kind of ran out, I feel, of its uses, quite frankly. Since obviously with how easy Cayo Perico Heist is, there's really not much of a point in bothering with any previous heists unless they were to get nerfed in the next update, which hopefully it doesn't, because it's so amazing for making money right now. But yeah. I'll make sure I covered all the discounts here for vehicles. I mean, alright, yeah, that was all the vehicle discounts. And again, like I mentioned, for Prime Gaming, they did remove the sonar station finally. So yeah. For some reason, they removed like the typical like DLC kind of like. They removed the typical DLC kind of like Prime Gaming discounts they do. So I don't think the sonar station for GTA 9's a free thing anymore. And then for Red Dead Online, I think they took away like the Amethyst delivery and then like the free regular bounty hunter license, for example. So I don't know if that suggests that the new updates are coming out pretty soon, because obviously they're meant to be like summer updates and stuff. So they might not be too far off the corner or whatever, for sure. Sure indeed. And for some reason a Reddit update does come out today, I might do that as well sometime today. Considering today is a Tuesday after all. And as I showed off at the beginning, they did unfortunately reduce 200k to 100k for Prime Gaming for some reason. At least for this event week, they did 100k instead of 200k. After doing it for 1 week, I feel it'll do 100k instead of 200k for all of June. Unfortunately, that might be like 500,000 instead of a million for Prime Gaming. So that sucks. But yeah. That is finally going to be it for this event week stream. Next stream will be the Red Dead Online event week stream, surely. It's already early Tuesday and all. Whether that's the new event week stream or if the new update for some reason comes out today. Whatever one it is, I'll probably cover it. Hopefully this week and not like Monday or something. But yeah, that'll finally be it for the stream. Hope you enjoyed.